So I want to hear from you. What kind of subjects do you like? So let me get this Q&A going. How often do you drink? Because I want to get a good vibe on my viewers. How often do you drink this? I have some viewers from the UK, so I want to hear from all of my brothers and sisters around the fucking globe. Do you drink? Slide this right over here. So first I want to get into my first I want to do my review of 7leaves Cafe. So I like Starbucks. Okay. So once in a while when I do not exercise, I take the day off and I get another cup of coffee. But but only once every maybe 30, 32 weeks, because what happens is the second cup really jolts me and I am not able to go to sleep. Okay, my friends. So you're not used to having more than one cup of coffee. Yes, you should be careful, especially if you already have a hard time going to sleep. Okay, so I got the house coffee hot, house coffee hot, 12 oz regular, which will run you $5.60 from 7leaves. And I gotta be honest. So on Marks coffee scale, it gets a 10 out of 10. I've tried the coffee bean tea leaf. That one is good. The just regular Starbucks is one of my favorites, but this one beats them both. Beats them both. Okay, so it's absolutely fantastic. The Dutch Bros. I don't think they have regular coffee, but one underrated place that makes good coffee. I guarantee you that you wouldn't even guess it. One underrated place that makes coffee. One fast food. I'm gonna give you a little hint. One fast food joint that makes surprisingly good coffee. What do you think it is? It is Wendy's. Wendy's makes surprisingly good coffee. There was a time when I wanted some coffee, but the Starbucks line was so fucking long. So I said, I'm not gonna fucking wait that long. Went on to Wendy's, got a good big cup of coffee. It was delicious. Wednesday, who would have thought that Wendy's makes good coffee? So 7leaves, good stuff. Try it, my friends. Try the house coffee hot, but if you want the cold one, you can get that one too. Okay, now the main topic. Do you have to be sober? Okay, that is a hot topic going around. So it's pretty simple to say. If you have a drinking problem, your best bet is to be sober because we want you alive. Okay, because we all know what happens when you go down that path. Okay, so but but if you can get to a point of somewhat being able to control it, okay, that's good. Okay, that is good. That is when you can maybe have a few beers and then be okay with it. But if you're an absolute rager, your best bet is to just be sober. Okay, but if you're like, Mark, I can control myself, I just like to have some on the weekend, is it a big problem? No, it's not a big problem, people. So I say being sober is probably the main goal. But if you can control yourself, you not having that beer will cause you more stress than actually having that beer, especially if you can control yourself. Okay, but the issue really lies, can you control yourself? Or do you want to be sober but you're being forced? You have those friends that, oh, okay, let's go out. Then, of course, it's going to lead to drinking, then blah, blah, blah. Next, you're bar hopping, then you wake up with a hangover. So if you want to be sober, but you feel like you're being pushed to drink because of your circle, yeah, you had to cut that circle loose, or try to just drink, the club soda. But you have to make the necessary changes for yourself because peer pressure can also kill you. kill you. Living a life that you don't want to live. Okay, my friends, that is why you have to pick your friends wisely. If you had to cut some off, then that is what you need to do. Okay, so do you need to be sober? If you have a drinking problem, yes, because we want you alive. Okay, my friends, there's no point in drinking yourself to death, especially if you have a family. People do indeed give a shit about you. Okay, so if you can't control yourself, then your best bet is just to be sober. Then hopefully you get to a point of somewhat being able to control yourself. Correct. But for the rest of the other people, Mark, I decide to have some on the weekend, maybe like a few times a month. There's no problem with that, man. Okay, there's no problem with that. But also do not lie to yourself. The best amount of alcohol is no alcohol. Okay, my friends, we all know this. So every time I have some, I'm going to have some on the 4th of July. I already have a beer picked out, so make sure to look out for that live stream. But but even when I have my colds, I know that I'm drinking poison. So I think the most important thing is to not lie to yourself. But if you have a drinking problem, you definitely need to get that figured out. There's so much help out there. Tons of non-alcoholic beers. The athletic beer, I think, is called. So many choices, you don't even have to drink anymore. Plus, I am so happy that the younger generation, they are not really into drinking. That is a beautiful thing. But if you like having your drinks and you can control yourself, go for it, my friends. Okay, go for it, my friends, because we all need something to to take the stress of life off of us. Correct. Training. Some of you just like to have like a few IPAs. Great, great, but you better keep that shit in check because it will fuck your life up like that. Okay, my friends. So make sure to like the stream. Let me know, how often do you drink? Are you a recovering booze hound, or have you never even had a drink? Okay, I want to hear from you. So that being said, thank you for tuning into another live stream. The pleasure has all been mine. Make sure to like the stream. Stay safe out there, my friends.